Think about it. You're browsing the internet on your computer, you Google it, watch YouTube videos, scroll through Facebook and shop online. But did you know that it's all just a small part of the internet? There exists another world beneath the internet, a world where websites don't appear on Google, where people talk about their identities, and where things can be found that are never found on the common internet. This world is called the dark web. Some people call it a means of freedom. Some consider it a den of cyber criminals. But what is the real truth? In today's video, we will understand the whole story of the dark web A to Z. We will know what the dark web is, who created it, why it was created, who uses it, and how this world became one of the most mysterious parts of the internet. So let's get started. Hearing the name of the dark web, people often have a picture of hackers, criminals and secret organizations in their minds. Movies and social media have made the dark web so mysterious that many people think that it is only for illegal activities, but reality is much more complex than this. To understand the dark web, we first need to understand the structure of the internet. The internet is generally divided into 3 layers. The first layer is the surface web. These are the websites that are indexed in Google, Bing, and other search engines. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Wikipedia and news websites fall under this category. Next comes the deep web. The deep web contains content that is not visible in public search engines, such as your email inbox, bank account portal, private database, and company records. And then at the bottom comes the dark web. It is the part of the internet that requires special software to access. It cannot be accessed from a normal browser. But what exactly is the dark web? The dark web is a hidden network of the internet that was designed to provide anonymity and privacy. Here the website addresses are also different from the normal website. You usually visit the .com, .net, or .org website. Onion addresses are often used on the dark web. These addresses are bundled with random letters and numbers and are difficult to remember. People often use the Tor browser to access the dark web. What do you mean by the onion router? The name onion was given because in this technology, the data passes through many layers, just like the layers of onions. When a user uses your network, his internet traffic is routed through the world's main servers. The purpose of this process is to hide the user's real identity and location. For this reason, the dark web is famous for privacy. But there is also a problem with privacy. It happens when people's identities are hidden. Some people also take advantage of anonymity. For this reason, the name of the dark web is often associated with illegal activities. But to say that the dark web is only for criminals is not a complete disclaimer. Journalists, activists, and whistleblowers are also present on the dark web who resort to anonymous communication for their security. That is, the dark web is a tool, and like every tool, it can be used for both good and bad purposes. Now the question is, who created the dark web in your technology? A lot of people think that Tor was created by hackers, but the reality is something else. In the 1990s, researchers at the United States Naval Research Laboratory were working on the anonymous communication system. Their aim was to create a network where intelligence officers and government agents could communicate online without exposing their identities. This research later laid the foundation for onion routing technology. In the early 2000s, the Tor project was released to the public. The idea was that if the anonymity is done only by government agents, then their activities can be easily identified. But if millions of common users also use the same network, then it will be very difficult to track any one user. Today, people who oppose the dark web do it. First of all, a journalist. In some countries, journalists face censorship and surveillance. The dark web gives them a chance to talk to confidential sources. On the other hand, human rights activists. In places where there is a limited freedom of speech, activists can use dark web tools for anonymous communication. The third category is whistleblowers. These are people who want to expose secret information or corruption but also want to hide their identity. But this network is also used by cyber criminals. Because of anonymity, some people try to run illegal marketplaces, scams, and cybercrime operations. For this reason, the image of the dark web became quite controversial over time. Now let's look at the history of the dark web. In the 1990s, research on the anonymous communication system began. In this era, the internet was growing rapidly and privacy was becoming an important issue. In the mid-1990s, the concept of onion routing was developed. The focus of the research was how to protect the identity of internet users. Around 2002, the initial version of the Tor software began to appear in the public domain. In 2004, the project was made open source. This meant that developers from all over the world could improve this technology. Over the next few years, the Tor network gradually became popular. Privacy advocates and security researchers began to adopt it. But after 2010, the dark web, the name started making international headlines. During this period, many hidden marketplaces and anonymous communities became famous. The media began to present the dark web as a mysterious and dangerous place. During this period, law enforcement agencies also became more active. Cybercrime investigations and international operations made the dark web the center of global attention. And this is where the story of the dark web changed from a technical project to one of the most controversial internet phenomena in the world. Now another interesting question arises. Where does the dark web exist? Is it in a particular country? Is this running in a secret server room? Or is it hiding in a hidden corner of the internet? The answer is nope. The dark web does not exist in any one country or one physical location. It is running on a network of thousands of computers and servers around the world. When you access a Onion website through the Tor browser, your traffic passes through servers in several major countries. For this reason, it becomes difficult to identify the exact location of a website or user. The dark web website is also called hidden services. This website is a normal search. The engine is not visible and its exact address is required to be detected in order to reach it. For this reason, the dark web is called the hidden part of the internet, but it is important to understand that the dark web is not a separate internet. It is also a part of the internet. Only its accessibility and structure are important. Now let's come to the most important question: why the dark web and your technology were created in the first place. Its real purpose was not crime. Its real purpose was privacy. Every activity on the internet can be traced. Which website did you visit? How many days did you stay? Who did you talk to and which location did you connect to? All this information can be collected. Tor's idea was to provide anonymous communication to users, communication that can evade surveillance and tracking. Journalists can talk to confidential sources. Human rights activists can avoid censorship, and common users can protect their privacy. But like every technology, this technology was also misused. The same anonymity that gave protection to activists, the same anonymity also gave a new platform to criminals. From here, the dark web's reputation changed dramatically, and people started associating the dark web with crime more than privacy. Now the most technical but interesting question: how does the dark web work? For example, if you use the internet normally, your computer is directly connected to the website's server. In this process, your IP address can be accessed by the website, but in your network, this process is free. Your connection passes from one server to another server and then to a third server. Every server just knows its before and after connections. The entire route is not known to any one point. For this reason, it becomes very difficult to trace the identity of the user. This mechanism is called onion routing. Just like onion layers, multiple layers of encryption are used. This technology made the dark web one of the most anonymous networks in the world. Now the story comes to a new turn. After 2010, the popularity of the dark web began to grow rapidly. It was during this period that anonymous marketplaces began to appear. These marketplaces looked like traditional e-commerce websites. The only difference was that they operated on a hidden network. The most famous name was the Silk Road. The Silk Road was called by many as the Amazon of the dark web. Free products and services were offered here. The combination of anonymity and cryptocurrency made it very famous. The media made the Silk Road the hallmark of the dark web. Suddenly, the whole world's eyes were on the dark web. But this popularity didn't last long. When dark web marketplaces were growing, law enforcement agencies were also keeping an eye on them. Agencies from the United States, Europe, and many other countries started the investigation together. Digital evidence was collected for many years. Online activities were monitored, and then international operations were launched. Despite the anonymity, many major operators were identified and arrested. It was an important lesson. Dark web provides anonymity, but anonymity does not mean that anyone becomes invisible forever. Human mistakes, operational errors and digital footprints often play an important role in investigations. For this reason, the famous dark web operation was shut down over time. Now let's talk about some of the famous myths of the dark web. Myth number 1, the dark web is only used by criminals. The reality is that journalists, researchers, activists, and privacy advocates also use the dark web. Myth number 2, going to the dark web is illegal. The reality is that often in countries, using a Tor browser or accessing the dark web is not illegal itself. Illegal things are activities, not technology. Myth number 3, everything on the dark web is dangerous. The reality is that normal discussion forums, privacy communities, and information-sharing platforms are also present on the dark web. Myth number 4, dark web users can never be traced. The reality is that many investigations in history have proved that mistakes and vulnerabilities can compromise anonymity. Therefore, it would be difficult to see the dark web as a magical invisible world. Today, the dark web is much different than before. Cybersecurity experts research this. Journalists use it for confidential communication. Privacy advocates see it as an important tool of digital freedom. At the same time, law enforcement agencies also continue to monitor and investigate. That is, the dark web is a place where the issues of technology, privacy, freedom, and security collide with each other. For this reason, the dark web remains a topic of debate even today. Now the question is this: is the future of the dark web as mysterious as its past? Technology is evolving every year. Artificial intelligence, advanced encryption, and digital privacy tools are developing rapidly. The more powerful the technology becomes, the more the battle between privacy and surveillance is increasing. On the one hand, governments and law enforcement agencies are developing new tools to prevent online crime. On the other hand, privacy advocates and cybersecurity experts are working to protect digital anonymity. It's a race that may never end. With every new security system comes new privacy tools, and with every new privacy tool, new investigation methods are developed. For this reason, the future of the dark web is not only a question of technology, but also of the future of bulky freedom, security, and privacy. What the biggest lesson comes from the story of the dark web is that the technology itself is neither good nor bad. Technology is just a tool. Its real impact depends on the purpose for which people use it. The same technology can help a journalist to see the real world, and the same technology can also be misused in the hands of a criminal. That's why to understand the dark web, we have to look beyond sensational stories and internet myths. Reality is often more complex than headline. The dark web is not just a crime story, it is also a story of privacy, freedom, security, and human behavior. When people hear the name dark web, they often get a picture of a dark and creepy world. But if we look deeper, the dark web is actually a natural extension of the evolution of the internet, where the internet spread information around the world. At the same time, the dark web gave a new dimension to anonymity and privacy. Some people used this freedom correctly, which is wrong, and for this reason, the dark web is still one of the most controversial and misunderstood topics in the world. Perhaps the darkest mystery of the dark web is not what a vehicle is. Bulky is what humans do with technology. Think about it. When you close your browser, when you log out of social media, and when you understand that the world of the internet ends what you see on the screen, even then, a hidden part of the internet continues to be active somewhere. A world that is far from search engines. A world that exists between privacy and secrecy. A world that we know as the dark web. And perhaps its biggest story is yet to be written. If you like this documentary, then like the video, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon.